Welcome to Sleight Hand, where rogues scheme, dice roll, and the mysteries of Dungeons and Dragons unfold. In the mystic realm of Sigil, known as the City of Doors, a place where realms intertwine and doorways lead to otherworldly domains, the Lady of Pain reigns as the enigmatic overseer. Yet, it's the factions that wield the practical power, carrying the weight of governance and the people's trust. The Lady's presence, rare as a phoenix's tear, is marked by her cryptic edicts or infrequent appearances. Each faction revolves around a unique belief system, and while they might share common goals, their diverse convictions often turn allies into adversaries. These factions harbor secrets, cloaked in the veils of obscurity, for in Sigil, the fewer souls that bear a secret, the mightier it becomes. Once, a multitude of factions thrived, like an exuberant garden of vibrant blooms. Then came the Great Upheaval, a tempestuous war that raged among the factions. A decree from the Lady herself, an edict sharp as her fabled blades, rang out across the city. The number of factions, once countless as the grains of sand, dwindled to 15 in a mere fortnight, or faced the wrath of Sigil's dark mistress. Amid this turmoil, the Free League, once numbering over 1 million strong, now echoes with the voices of a mere 20,000, a stark testament to the price of disobedience. At the helm of each faction stands a factor, a towering figure of influence. Their trusted comrades, the factors, bear the mantle of authority, while the factotums dwell in the mid-ranks. The lowliest members, those who wear the faction's name with an unsure heart, are known as namers, to whom faith in their faction's dogma often remains as elusive as a fleeting dream.
The Athar.
Many eons before the Great Upheaval unleashed its turmoil upon Sigil, the seeds of the Athar faction sprouted from the chance meeting of two extraordinary individuals, Dun and Syro. In the shadowed alleys of the shattered temple's ruins, they converged, driven by divergent motivations that ignited a spark destined to ignite a blazing rebellion. Dun, a victim of the envious god Poseidon's treachery, sought vengeance and the annihilation of divine tyranny, envisioning a world where gods were no more than mortal men. Syro, a philosopher of wanderlust, questioned the very essence of gods, pondering why they should hunger for mortal faith and gold, if they truly were divine. As fate would have it, a fateful misunderstanding ignited a duel that transformed these unlikely comrades into the first sparks of the Athar. Their numbers grew, like the subtle awakening of dawn's light, hidden from the watchful gaze of the cosmos. In obscurity, the Athar flourished, despite their controversial creed of challenging the divine order itself. But as their ideas gained weight and substance, the ever-vigilant Harmonium sensed a discordant note in the harmony they sought. The Hardheads, fueled by their desire for conformity, launched a full-scale assault on the shattered temple, the clandestine heart of the Athar. Yet, the Lady of Pain herself intervened, sending the instigator into the mazes. The Harmonium, relentless as ever, continued their clandestine crusade, enlisting the aid of the Mercykillers and the Fated. In response, the Athar, masters of both swords and intellect, waged battles on multiple fronts, but their greatest weapon lay in the corridors of the mind. Guiding curious souls through the astral, they revealed the lifeless forms of once mighty powers, sowing seeds of doubt in Sigil's populace. Their pens and voices became instruments of enlightenment, publishing anonymous articles that exposed the gods as charlatans. But the harmonious strains of conflict never ceased. Instead, they harmonized into a lingering symphony of dissent. In the ebb and flow of Sigil's tides, new adversaries emerged as the believers of the Source, the Godsmen, sought to erect shrines near the shattered temple. This incursion into their mental and physical domain did not sit well with the Defiers. With relentless conviction, the Athar crafted skilled proselytizers, ready to stand vigil at these altars and confront potential worshippers. Through distraction, persuasion, and when all else failed, force, they defended their philosophy against those who would bow to false gods. Yet, in this bizarre dance of faith and disbelief, an unexpected camaraderie arose as the Godsmen abandoned their shrines, realizing the kinship of their convictions. In this surreal crucible of Sigil's factions, the two, once at odds, discovered an alliance forged in the fires of their shared ideals.
The believers of the Source.
In the dawn of antiquity, long before the Great Upheaval rumbled through Sigil's streets, a remarkable man named Perrine strode into the annals of history. A mangrel hurler by trade, he wasn't just an athlete. He was a philosopher with a penchant for pondering the consequences of actions. Who else would concern themselves with the arc of an iron bar tethered to leather straps bristling with iron spikes? In the crucible of competition, Perrine learned that victory was not solely the product of strength, but a symphony of past decisions and actions that echoed through time. Perrine's musings didn't remain locked within his mind's fortress. With the fervor of a true visionary, he gathered kindred spirits, forming a society driven by curiosity. Together, they molded the core belief of the Godsmen. Existence is a forge, shaping every soul with each life's hammer blow. They embraced a lifestyle known as sequel observance, meticulously tracing the consequences of their deeds, a symphony of lessons orchestrated by experience and honed by the razor-sharp edge of reason. But the grand stage of Sigil held more in store for the Godsmen. In the throes of the great upheaval, a luminary named Orgy of Faunal emerged, forever altering the faction's philosophy. Orgy, a wanderer through countless incarnations, remembered her past lives, each one built upon the lessons of the previous. She proclaimed that intuition was often the whisper of a past life, guiding a soul toward enlightenment. Orgy's wisdom urged her followers to peer beyond their own memories, transcending death's grasp into the next incarnation. In this process of evolution, they aspired to become gods themselves. Orgy bestowed upon Perrine's society the name they bear to this day, the Believers of the Source. As their factol, she steered them toward fervent research, collecting biographies and interviewing those who claimed to recall their past lives. In these stories, they sought answers to the multiverse's cryptic trials and tests that souls endured. But the saga of the Godsmen didn't end there. It was the mathematician and musician Luce who composed the next thrilling chapter. He unveiled the concept of the music of the multiverse, an ethereal resonance intertwined with every moment in time and space. This celestial symphony, though imperceptible to mortal ears, could be transposed into audible octaves for all to savor. The Godsmen believed that this cosmic harmony could illuminate their path toward godhood. As the chorus of believers swelled, they yearned to hear the celestial symphony, igniting a discord between them and the Harmonium. Verbal battles resounded in the Hall of Speakers, while covert clashes erupted between the city barracks and the Great Foundry. In the tapestry of modern times, the Godsmen's legacy endures under the wise hand of Factol Ambar Vergrove. A harmonious initiative emerged, training every believer in the art of music, weaving melodies that stir emotions into a tempest. With their newfound skills, they transform those emotions into debates that echo through Sigil's streets, a harmonious battle of hearts and minds.
The Bleak Cabal.
In the depths of history, when the multiverse itself was but a tapestry of tangled philosophies, the Bleak Cabal emerged as a faction forged in the crucible of nihilism. Their creed, unlike the dogmas of other factions, embraced the chaos of non-belief, weaving a twisted meaning from the very essence of their souls. Over 9 centuries ago, their somber banner unfurled, and the Cabal's tumultuous journey through Sigil's shifting ideologies began. Through the ebb and flow of countless ages, the Bleakers stood as a faction in flux, their acceptance oscillating like a pendulum. When rival factions sought to bolster their ranks for grand schemes, the Cabal's numbers would dwindle, vanishing into the shadow of obscurity. Yet, as the tides of belief surged and waned, Sigil's inhabitants would flock to the latest philosophical banner, jumping aboard like travelers on a cosmic caravan. When the tides of belief finally swayed in their favor, the Bleak Cabal ascended as the most potent faction in the City of Doors, casting its nihilistic shadow over the realm. But even in their moments of ascendancy, the madmen of the Cabal grappled with the fragility of their own beliefs. Their numbers swelled, giving birth to tensions and anxieties, as newcomers struggled to find solace in the embrace of their bleak philosophy. The Grim Retreat, a haunting malady, gripped the Cabal during these tumultuous times, driving even seasoned members to madness, and its hallways were paved with the remnants of sanity. Factols, high-ranking members, and neophytes alike succumbed to the bleakness, leaving a shattered faction in their wake. Yet, Factol La, a beacon of resilience, defied the odds, clinging to the helm of leadership through epochs of torment. In the waning echoes of the last great Grim Retreat, the Bleak Cabal embarked on a new chapter. With a renewed sense of purpose, they ventured beyond the shadowed halls of their despair, extending a helping hand to the downtrodden and lost. An almshouse emerged in the heart of their faction headquarters, where they offered solace to the destitute and dispossessed. These sanctuaries of warmth and nourishment, scattered throughout Sigil, became oases of hope for all souls in need. Even the Bleakers themselves found refuge, a brief respite from the boundless bleakness of existence, as they extended a rare gesture of compassion to the beleaguered multiverse.
The Doomguard.
In the halls of the Doomguard, where chaos reigns supreme, they welcome all who seek to dance upon the precipice of Entropy's abyss. Yet, their embrace is not open to mere thrill-seekers and wanton destroyers, for the Doomguard requires its initiates to prove their deep understanding and unwavering commitment to the ever-encroaching void. To venture into their domain and join their enigmatic ranks, one must tread a path paved with 3 trials, where Ely, Cromlich, and Spragg, the keepers of the armory's grim secrets, hold court. The first trial, a testament to the inevitability of decay, demands a basher to willingly shatter one of their cherished weapons upon the unyielding walls of the armory. With each resounding blow, the weapon's destruction becomes an offering to Entropy, a symbol of surrender to the inexorable passage of time. The second trial casts the initiate into the chaotic heart of the Hive Ward, armed with a sack bursting with no fewer than 500 gleaming gold pieces. The task at hand is simple. Scatter the coins upon the unforgiving streets and squares, and if pandemonium erupts in the wake of this golden storm, it is but a symphony to the Doomguard's ears. Yet, the third trial, the crucible of creativity and cunning, is the true crucible. Here, a would-be sinker must shield the razorvine that clings to an overgrown building in Sigil's labyrinthine maze, all for a single day. Communication with the enigmatic Debus is fraught with uncertainty, and clashing with these inscrutable agents might court a swift and brutal end. With the Lady of Pain's watchful gaze ever present, the applicant must craft ingenious strategies to protect the razorvine, proving that they possess not only might, but also the mind to defy the laws of order. Triumph in these trials bestows upon the initiate a Doomguard-forged sword, and they are forever christened as Sinkers, guardians of Entropy's eternal flame.
The Dustmen.
An assembly of seekers and wanderers, the journey towards true death begins with the oath of the Namers. These souls, who forsake the vibrant tapestry of life, bear witness to their solemn pledge before the multiverse itself, vowing to serve the faction with unflinching devotion. In their quest to leave behind not only their mortal existence, but also the tempestuous passions that define it, these Namers tread diverse paths of self-restraint. Yet, most never truly approach the coveted threshold of true death, dwelling instead in the realm of the almost departed. These Namers find their calling as collectors and dutiful aides within the mortuary's hallowed halls. For those whose promise shines brighter, their destiny intertwined with the cosmic fabric, they ascend to the esteemed ranks of factotums, a designation revered among the Dustmen. Initiates, as they are hailed, mark the beginning of this lofty ascent, their prowess attaining at least the 4th rung of experience. The lowest echelons of factotums bear the title Initiates of the 5th Circle, entrusted with sentinel duties, mission assignments, and the solemn escorting of both visitors and funeral processions. To initiate into the 5th Circle, these aspiring factotums embark on an extraordinary rite journey to attend their own funerals, disentangling their spirits from the worldly trappings and forging reconciliation with kin and comrades. Should these initiates distinguish themselves, they undertake another enigmatic initiation, thereby advancing from the 4th Circle, a phase veiled in mystery, to the ultimate pinnacle of the 1st Circle, where the Factol and his chosen factors hold sway. Within the annals of Dustman lore, the 3rd and 2nd Circles remain veiled in obscurity, known solely to those ensconced within their enigmatic embrace, shrouded in secret rites and hidden from the prying eyes of the living. Whispers within the mortuary corridors speak of the 3rd Circle as a realm inhabited by lesser free-willed undead, ghasts, wights, and wraiths who have forsaken the vibrant realm of life. The 2nd Circle, it is said, harbors beings of even greater spectral essence, liches, specters, and the bloodthirsty vampires who dwell within the shadowed corners of existence. However, one immutable truth emerges. The ineluctable shroud of secrecy conceals these mysteries from the eyes of the living, rendering them inscrutable to any mere mortal's gaze.
The Fated.
A gathering known as the Fated extends an open invitation to all beings, save those who champion the banner of lawful goodness. Each week, within the hallowed halls of the Rowan Academy of Training, the Fated seek to unearth prospective recruits from the vast archives of past applicants, summoning them forth for a fateful reckoning. These aspirants find themselves subjected to a rigorous crucible of interviews and tests, their worthiness scrutinized with unwavering precision. The initial trials mirror the intellectual rigors of university entrance examinations, a crucible devised to measure the depths of a cutter's intellect. Those who emerge triumphant in this cerebral confrontation then face the crucible of physical prowess, for a true taker must possess the sinews of strength to seize that which destiny has deemed their due. Yet, even the culmination of these trials unveils but a fraction of the fated's enigmatic ordeal. To ascertain whether a basher truly embodies the essence of a taker, the faction orchestrates a final and most intricate trial. In this audacious gambit, the recruit unwittingly stumbles upon a tantalizing prize, a bag brimming with jink or a magical artifact of profound allure. However, the trap is cunningly devised to reveal a profound truth. The prize, it seems, is but a mere offering, attainable with but a simple request. The recruit is faced with a choice, a threshold where destiny teeters upon a knife's edge. Should they take the bait, eagerly claiming the prize without labor or strife, the gates to the fated slam shut before them. For in the ranks of the takers, naught is given or taken without just cause, and the fires of ambition burn fiercely in the hearts of those who believe that all they claim is rightfully earned, never a mere gift bestowed without due merit.
The Fraternity of Order.
In the wake of the lady's formidable Edict of 138, a seismic shift reverberated through the hallowed halls of the Fraternity of Order, shaking its long-standing internal structure to its very foundations. The venerable bureau system, which had stood as a bastion of order and regulation, found itself ensnared in the far-reaching tendrils of reorganization. As the new court hierarchy emerged, each bureau now effectively presided over a multitude of their own courts, guided by their own magisterial judges. This fracturing of authority led to an ever-widening chasm in the interpretation of governor law, as rulings began to lean more towards the idiosyncratic perspectives of each branch. Yet, amidst this burgeoning division, a modicum of oversight still endured, as the city court, graced by the wisdom of Hashkar, maintained its supremacy over the fractious courts, tempering their divergent verdicts with the weight of time-honored authority. In the heart of the labyrinthine bureaucracy, Factol Hashkar's central city court branch retained its venerable administrative dominion over all courts, a vestige of the past world order that was now deemed indispensable. However, the Bureau of Bureaucracy, ever vigilant in its pursuit of bureaucratic excellence, maneuvered to embed itself further within this intricate web, ensuring that the expanding bureaucracy's insatiable needs found fulfillment, as every facet of court operations now required the perfunctory imprimatur of a diligent bobber clerk. Not to be outdone, the newly forged Bureau of the People's Law insinuated itself into this ever-evolving jurisdictional quagmire, employing a masterstroke of internal propaganda memos. Cunningly, they hoodwinked the clerks drafting new regulations into unwittingly incorporating a subclause, demanding the endorsement of a People's Law representative for matters perceived to impact public order and morale, effectively casting a wide net over cases that garnered even a smidgen of public attention. Legend has it, at least, even the Brainbox, initially disinterested in the burgeoning jurisdictional fracas, was inexorably drawn into the legal maelstrom. One of their venerable greybeards unearthed a miraculously prescient conditional directive from a bygone era, dated Has 7914, entailing the rule of 1 to 3. This archaic decree mandated that their bureau, in a nominal fashion, must affirm and negate rulings in a meticulous 1 to 3 denial to approval ratio, lest the very fabric of Sigil itself crumble into oblivion due to the weight of ancient bylaws.
The Free Leaguers.
In the sprawling tapestry of Sigil's factions, the Free Leaguers stand as paragons of liberty and open-mindedness. To join their ranks, one need not be shackled by the fetters of race, sex, alignment, or class. All are welcome beneath their expansive banner. Should a wayfarer yearn to embrace the Free League's unshackled spirit, a mere inquiry with any in-depth will suffice. But heed well, for this whimsical inquirer shall pose inquiries of profound import. What creed dost thou hold in thine heart? The prudent response must not unveil dogma, but instead dance with the ethereal. Dare not proffer a concrete answer, for the Free Leaguer, with wisdom akin to moonlit reverie, shall gently guide the petitioner to a more fitting faction. Another question, woven into the cosmic inquiry tapestry, echoes, "For what wouldst thou surrender thine independence?" And the resounding reply, like a celestial chorus, must proclaim, "Naught but the gentle zephyrs of nothing." Across the annals of history, the Free League stood as a faction bereft of voice within the hallowed hall of speakers. Yet, on the momentous Fourth Lady of Nylon, in the year 138 Ha, the very fabric of fate itself quivered. Bria Tomei, a luminous soul of untamed independence, was anointed as the first factol of the Adepts. Henceforth, the Free League's clarion call held the resonance of official representation, their voice echoing in the hallowed chambers of decision-making, an ode to their unyielding commitment to unfettered liberty.
The Harmonium.
In the grand tale of Harmonium's recruitment, there exist two paths, dear seekers of order. 1. A basher's quest to enlist begins at the city barracks, where the gates to Enlightenment swing open to those who request the scrolls of recruitment. These ardent souls then embark on a journey paved with invitations to minor gatherings, where the ever-watchful recruitment officers observe their worthiness. Should they find favor in the eyes of these discerning judges, the Harmonium's bosom opens wide to embrace them as kin. The second path, though less trodden, holds its own enchantments. For some, invitations descend like starlight from the cosmic heavens, beckoning souls to join the Harmonium's celestial symphony. Wiser bloods, torchbearers of knowledge, often convince the clueless to embark on this odyssey, where stability and strength stand as sentinels, guarding the gates to a brighter future. As for rumors that the Harmonium coerces outsiders into their fold with hard-head reform tactics, those tales must be taken with a grain of salt. Yet, when the ebbing tides of numbers fail to quell the rising tempest of riots, well, who's to say what shadows dance in the heart of Sigil? It seems that even Factol Tonat Shah remains unaware of such unorthodox recruitment rites. Every cycle of 4 lunar phases, a congregation of fresh recruits gathers to partake in the sacred rite of Tonat Shah's indoctrination sermon. The words of the Factol, a titan among men, reveal his nature unyielding, charismatic, and unwavering. He imparts unto the novices the essence of their chosen path, and prepares them for the trials that lie ahead. They are then ferried to training grounds in the unforgiving crucible of Buxenus, the second layer of Arcadia. Here, 8 weeks of trials shall either forge them into hard heads or return them to the embrace of common folk. To those who falter, fear not, for the Harmonium extends a lifeline, allowing second chances to those who seek to rekindle the flame of purpose. It is whispered, however, that those who betray their brethren by turning stag are subject to arrest and judgment, a sentence that may lead them to the leafless tree. Behold, the Harmonium is a faction of martial might, structured as a paramilitary force. Initiates who complete their tutelage ascend to the rank of notaries, where they take up arms as common soldiers. Among these soldiers, 5 tiers exist, distinguished by length of service. As time weaves its threads, some notaries hear the siren call of officer training. Every half year, the Harmonium's High Council selects those who display valor, acumen, and unwavering dedication, granting them advanced teachings. Upon graduation, these worthy souls become measures, the factotums of the Harmonium's harmony. Measures, much like their notary kin, tread a path divided into 5 runs, signifying their tenure. Yet, above them all, soar the illustrious movers, the Harmonium's guiding stars, chosen from the measure 5s. These leaders, too, are ranked from 1 to 5. It is the Factol, an illustrious figure also known as the Composer, who conducts this cosmic orchestra. His rule endures as long as his officers deem him worthy. When the conductor's baton passes to another, a mover 5 ascends to become the new composer, extending the hand of ascension to a mover 4 to fill the void. Thus, the Harmonium's celestial symphony resonates through the chambers of Sigil, its notes composed by the Factol's wisdom and the harmony of its devoted followers.
The Mercykillers.
In the quest for justice, a bold soul faces the daunting path of the Mercykillers. These enforcers of the law don't wield the power of arrest or the gavel of judgment. It is the Harmonium that chains the lawbreakers and the Fraternity of Order that conducts their trials. Only once a wrongdoer stands guilty under the watchful eye of the law may a Mercykiller bring forth retribution. In the realm of adventurers, a Mercykiller cannot be the swift hand of punishment. The sword must remain sheathed until the criminal faces due process, trial, and a verdict. It is only when the path of justice unravels that they may act, hoping to see righteousness served in haste. Yet, the true battleground of the Mercykillers often transcends the confines of legality, a cosmic clash of interpretations and beliefs. What one Mercykiller deems wrong, another might not, especially when their alignments stand worlds apart. In the ranks of lawful good, exemplified by figures like Arwell Swan's son, a misplaced sentence or an unjust sentence weigh heavier than a fugitive's escape. Inspired by these paragons of the faction, Many Mercykillers march against the shadow of injustice, but discord, a foe of harmony, threatens their cause, compelling them to reconcile their differences with an arbiter, the written law itself. When two Mercykillers clash and concord remains elusive, the consequences loom large. Arcane talents wither, blades lose their edge, and nimble fingers falter. The Mercykillers' journey stretches beyond a mere passion for justice. It demands a profound dedication forged through extensive training and study. They must delve deep into the intricate tapestry of law. Those who ascend the ranks, known as justices, master the very fabric of legislation, overseeing the prison and guarding the faction's outposts on Akron. Some advance further as factors, and the elite may ascend to become justiciars, a rare breed tasked with tracking elusive fugitives through the boundless realms.
The Ring Givers.
In the timeless annals of the plains, whispers echo of unity of rings, the enigmatic figure said to have sown the seeds of Asgard's legendary Ring Givers. Their creed: the path to multiversal victory lies in the art of boundless generosity, a philosophy as ancient as the primordial void itself. Some claim Jeromo the Natara swore unity of rings founded this faction, only to decline a throne of authority. But such chants may weave the fabric of falsehood. Those who tread the winding roads of knowledge are aware that the Ring Giver's philosophy, give to receive, bears the weight of eons. It is not the doctrine, but the sex rise to prominence that spins a tale of grandeur. Yngwie Alting, a figure destined for obscurity, weaved a legend of his own when traditional battles eluded his grasp on the tumultuous Asgard. In the crucible of generosity, his hall transformed into a realm where each guest departed richer than before. A name once faintly whispered grew to a resounding chorus of acclaim across Asgard's echoing realms. Other hearts took up his banner, and like a phoenix, the sect spread its wings from Asgard's fiery core to the uncharted territories of Limbo, the deafening tumult of Pandemonium, and the enigmatic city of Doors. However, Yngwie's ascendance, though meteoric, could not claim the pinnacle of faction leadership. That mantle fell to Jeromo the Natara, a master of wily machinations who had long navigated the labyrinthine alleyways of the city of Doors, yearning for a fateful chance at power's embrace. When the Revolutionary League met its final hour, banished by the Lady's unassailable edict, Jeromo seized the mantle of Factol and etched his name in the city's living history. The grandeur of his rule found its zenith when he bestowed the Palace of the Jester as a gift to the other factions, a gesture etched in the scrolls of ages. As for Yngwie, he too remained within the faction's embrace, forever a factor, the guardian of the city's unwavering hospitality.
The Side of One.
In the vast tapestry of existence, the multiverse unfolds, shaped by the vivid imaginations of signers, those dreamweavers who bring reality into being through the sheer power of thought. Among their ranks, one might find the meandering dreamers, and those with a keen eye for the subtle nuances of the cosmos. But the thread that binds them all is open-mindedness, an insatiable curiosity that embraces the boundless diversity they conjure into existence. For in the signer's eyes, even the most unpopular beliefs deserve a voice in the grand chorus of creation. Yet, in the realm of the signers, self-centeredness reigns supreme, a consequence of their unique perspective where others are but figments of their own boundless imagination. Betraying friends or vanquishing rivals becomes mere whims in a realm where the subjective reality of others holds little sway. Compassion for the emotions of fellow beings remains elusive to them. The Sign of One seldom seeks new blood with the same fervor as other factions, for they demand proof of one's ability to mold the multiverse before extending their hand in welcome. Aspiring signers inscribe their visions of the future in the faction's hallowed halls. Those whose prophecies bear fruit become namers, entrusted with menial tasks and the duty of refining their power of concentration in preparation for greater responsibilities. Namers of the fourth level or higher ascend by the same means they entered through accurate predictions, rigorously evaluated by the Sign of One's conclave. Within the signers' exalted ranks, factotums embark on faction missions, lending their voices to grand events within the cage and beyond. Some stand sentinel within the hallowed walls of the hall, guardians of the enigmatic Rilith's tomb, while the elite may partake in specialized think tanks, where profound thoughts converge in pursuit of the signer's paramount objectives. To ascend to the exalted rank of Factor, a character must attain the pinnacle of 10th level, after which they become personal aides to the Factol, overseers of faction outposts, and guides for factotums navigating intricate missions. These enlightened beings form the nucleus of the Sign of One's think tanks, their collective insight resonating through the boundless corridors of imagination.
The Society of Sensation.
In the wondrous realm of the sensates, many envision a life of endless indulgence and debauchery, a wild bacchanal of food, wine, and unrestrained merriment. Yet, the truth of these seekers of sensation transcends mere hedonism, a lesson not always grasped by every member of their eclectic faction. Indeed, while some revelers remain ensnared in a never-ending quest for pleasure, others ascend to a loftier understanding that there exists a world of experiences far beyond the bounds of mere physical gratification. These true sensates hunger for knowledge, yearn to taste the profound, and yearn to feel the very pulse of existence itself. They do not simply revel, they also possess keen minds, brimming with curiosity. A genuine sensate respects the wishes of their comrades, never imposing experiences upon those who decline. Nor do they court harm recklessly, for in their pursuit of sensation, they treasure the well-being of both themselves and their fellow travelers. In their unquenchable thirst for new experiences, sensates strive not to merely drown themselves in every tavern's libations, revel in every dish, or entwine in every amorous tryst. Indeed, when they venture to new realms, such profligacy may find fertile ground, but within their own beloved homelands, sensates embark on loftier quests. As they progress in ability and wisdom, they realize that entire worlds of thought, emotion, and sensation beckon for exploration. One might dedicate themselves to comprehending the vast spectrum of love, another to mastering the delicate nuances of humor in countless languages. With age, sensates evolve, their hearts embracing a profound acceptance of all things and all beings, enriched by the inexhaustible tapestry of life's sensations. These seekers of wonder and pleasure are scattered throughout the multiverse, their unquenchable thirst leading them from the outer realms to the core of the prime material and beyond. Yet, the gilded hall of Arborea stands as a radiant citadel, housing the largest congregation of sensates outside the mysterious boundaries of Sigil. Within the ever-shifting palace, many devote their lives to boundless revelry, and only Factol Montgomery's rare visits stir the halls to fevered ecstasy. However, when those within the faction persistently shy away from embracing the unfamiliar, driven by ignorance, fear, or sheer obtuseness, the Gilded Hall often serves as a luminous, delightful, and some might say inescapable destination.
The Transcendent Order.
In the enigmatic realm of the ciphers, the path to entry unfolds with a simplicity that belies its profound implications. A curious soul approaches one of their own, proclaiming, "I desire to tread your path," a mere utterance that signifies comprehension and acceptance of the cipher's path to enlightenment. For those who part the veil of the Transcendent Order, expressing this intent serves as a testament to their accord with the faction's beliefs, acknowledging the rightness of the cipher's way. Once initiated, the ciphers march to their own rhythm, for theirs is a unique journey into the realms of harmony between body and soul. Yet, as with every faction, there are those within the ciphers who misconstrue the essence of their calling, mistaking it for an excuse to indulge every whim. Like sensate neophytes, they become thrill-seekers, chasing after experiences for the sake of pure action, bereft of the deeper connections sought by the true ciphers. Those hailed as masters by their peers are those who approach the union of body and mind with genuine reverence. This hidden hierarchy unconsciously adheres to the rule of three, consisting of three echelons of mastery: the master of the heart, the master of the mind referred to as a factor in the parlance of other factions, and the master of the spirit. To ascend to the rank of a heart master akin to a factotum in other factions, a cipher must reach at least the third level and secure the recognition of their peers. At this stage, a heart master attains a state of pure action, known as the action trance, where thoughts yield to instinct. A heart master, at 7th level, undertakes 3 to 4 months of solitary training to transform into a master of the mind. Recognized by a council of the Order's masters, they ascend by honing their reflexes to where body and mind become as one, yielding to the rhythms of the multiverse. These masters, engaged in ever-lengthening action trances, become attuned to the universal pulse. The apex of mastery is embodied by the master of the spirit, a distinction solely held by the factol. A spirit master garners profound respect, not just within the faction, but also from beyond. Those who reach this zenith have discovered their unique place within the multiverse, enabling them to act unencumbered by extraneous thoughts. A transition to this esteemed echelon necessitates 3 to 4 months of specialized training. It is whispered that those who transcend this level ascend beyond mortal boundaries, and the faction believes that most factols who relinquish their roles do so due to this transcendence. When the time comes to select a new factol, the masters of the first 2 levels unanimously make the choice, without any discussions, arguments, or lobbying. Such is the mystic compulsion that aligns all minds, leading them to the same conclusion. While they may appear self-absorbed, ciphers are not driven by selfishness like the Takers or some signers. Instead, their primary quest is to find their own unity with the cosmos before extending their gaze to others. This profound introspection sometimes renders them aloof and inscrutable, ensconced in their individual journeys. This faction comprises fiercely independent souls, each embracing their own unique approach to the philosophy. Some view the body as a sacred temple, tending to its health and nourishment, while others regard it as a tool, striving to optimize its functions. Outsiders may perceive the ciphers as an enigma, yet within the folds of their faction, they are a tapestry woven from myriad paths toward a single destination.
The Xaositects.
In the realms of chaos, tales of the Xaositects weave a tapestry as unpredictable as a hurricane's dance. These enigmatic beings, guided by whims and capricious thoughts, leave a trail of befuddling deeds and nonsensical words in their wake. Among these perplexing occurrences, a peculiar incident echoes through the planes. A few years ago, the Xaositects, renowned for their erratic and unpredictable behavior, astounded all in Sigil by acting, for a brief week, normal. Such an aberration sent shockwaves through the city, a realm where chaos reigns supreme. No one could fathom the purpose behind this inexplicable calm in the storm of chaos. But in truth, there was no grand design or clandestine plan. It was merely a happenstance, for the Xaositects harbor a belief that unending chaos breeds predictability. Those who misconstrue their purpose, like rabid sensates creating havoc for its own sake, miss the very essence of the Xaositects' creed. For it is not chaos they seek to sow, but to embrace it, to experience and partake in the tumultuous ballet of existence. Though many may claim to know the Xaositects, the truth remains elusive. These beings remain an enigma even to their own kind. Amidst the chaos, certain traits unite them. Yet, even these common threads barely tether this faction to coherence. Initiation into the Xaositects does follow a pattern, albeit one that constantly shifts. However, a common thread weaves through this chaotic tapestry, a sponsor from within the faction. Typically, a recommendation from a high-ranking Xaositect, akin to a factor or even the factol, vouches for the newcomer. Strangely, a mere namer might also sponsor a candidate without raising eyebrows. Yet, when a factor sponsors an aspirant, an unspoken consensus ensues, and none questions the decision. Such is the mysterious way in which Xaositects sense the chaos, or its absence, in a new recruit. A harmonious fit, known only to those involved, leads to seamless inclusion. Initiation, however, remains a fluid concept. Sometimes it involves rigorous tests or interviews, and at other times, it is as simple as giving the nod of approval. Some novices endure waiting periods or engage in one-on-one conversations with the chaosman. For others, the price of admission may be the payment of dues or the signing of intent documents. Sponsors might even compel prospects to engage in eccentric antics, providing an unorthodox test of compatibility. Yet, the choice to join is never coercive, for it is the inherent chaos that dictates the interaction. Once inducted, a member typically dons the faction's symbol, an emblem of their affiliation, proclaiming to all, "I yearn to be a part of what unfolds." This signal notifies fellow Xaositects of an individual's desire to participate in the chaos and invites collaborative chaos-making. Amidst the turmoil of the Xaositects, the notion of ranks remains elusive. This faction, embodying spontaneity and unpredictability, fumbles through a half-dozen tasks at any given time, ready to switch focus with each passing whim. Namers, their newest members, appear as chaotic parodies, treating their affiliation as a carte blanche to embark on absurd escapades, perpetually willing to defy reason. A spectator might glimpse them as they flit between jobs and employers, guided by the allure of intriguing ideas regardless of consequences. In the labyrinthine hierarchy of the Xaositects, individuals of the highest caliber rise above the tide of chaos. Only they ascend to the rank of boss, or, in the parlance of other factions, a factor. These figures motivate their peers and hold a rare power to unite. Namers may initiate a goal, but only a nascent boss possesses the charisma to rally those in higher echelons. A singular transformation may bestow the cherished distinction of Big Boss, akin to factors in other factions. These beings master the art of marshalling chaos, working skillfully with smaller groups of Xaositects for specific purposes. Their enigmatic aura distinguishes them, for they orchestrate grander gatherings and, like conductors of disorder, summon hordes to partake in their mad symphonies. Perhaps the greatest compliment paid to a big boss is the acknowledgement of their role as a mobile center of disorder. A handful of these formidable beings dwell in Sigil and elsewhere, their tenures fluctuating from mere hours to enduring years. These prominent figures even serve as stand-ins when the factol, Karen, grows weary. Among the recognized big bosses, the illustrious Mordragar's Antil stands as an iconic figure in the ever-turbulent realm of the Xaositects. If you found these tales of Sigil's factions informative, don't forget to hit like and subscribe.